Hello and welcome back to the meat packing plant.
Welcome to the meat marinating plant.
I'm the guy that just spilled soup on his crotch.
You just spilled soup on your meat.
Yeah, he got on his butt as well. That's not exactly meat area.
Welcome everyone to welcome everyone to.
Cheeks are a very popular cut of beef, don't you know?
Welcome everyone to Cooking with the Anime Club. I'm your host, Realm Shifter here. Today we're going to show you how to marinate a steak.
You say that, but there's a not zero chance we have a Cooking with the Anime Club series in the far future.
What you're going to want to do is when you get up in the morning, you pull out your meat, rub it with a little bit of flavor.
Make sure you're
confused as to how we hit this point, guys.
Extra effect.
If you're confused as to how we hit this point, guys, so are we.
Yeah.
Remember, if you want actual flavor, you have to consume pineapple the night before.
Yeah. You don't dip the pineapple into it.
So this is supposed to be the Demon Slayer 3 thoughts, I think.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Kitty,
not again. No.
Kitty.
Safe.
Okay, we're still going?
Yeah, we're good. Kitty paused recording last episode.
Yeah. Alright. Well,
Alright, so, Demon Slayer, huh?
Free thoughts. I don't have any free thoughts. I'm just thinking about meat right now.
Okay. So, hold on.
My shoe?
No, he's not going to chew on your shoe.
Okay.
You might sniff it a little.
I mean, we had a pretty decent discussion in the first two episodes, so there's not much that I've reserved to say. To be honest, I didn't forget about anything. I don't really have a whole lot to say beyond what I've already said. I don't know. Demon Slayer's interesting for me because I feel like it is. We talked about this before, but it's kind of the modern evolution of shonen in terms of like timing and concept and planning.
I kind of feel like... Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, it moves obviously at a faster pace than older shonen, but it still manages to have all those same things that make a traditional shonen. Like, we've got like a semi-tragic backstory. We've got like an epic quest. We've got a training arc. We've got, villains that your hero doesn't think he can beat. We have random people coming in at the sides to join on his journey.
It's honestly basically a typical hero's journey story, but in a much faster-paced format.
Yeah.
I do... So, I've lost my train of thought. Sorry, Warren, say something.
What?
Good enough.
You asked for something. That's what you get.
And I mean, here's the thing, right? Universal stories are a thing, and Hero's Journey is a pretty common universal story. I don't think it's anything particularly special. It's all about how you do it, not that you did it. And honestly, so far, Demon Slayer is doing okay. I admit, I personally don't love the kind of length, but that's more a me problem.
Sounds like a you problem.
That's what I mean. Like, it is intrinsically based on the fact that I actually really like shonen that are 200 to 400 episodes, because I feel like I get a lot of development. And that is a me thing, entirely.
Like, I think we've had multiple debates on this before in the past, too, because, like, you'll say you feel like the characters get a lot of development all the time. I'm like, where's the development? When we're doing, like, our Naruto recordings. Whereas here, the reverse of that is, now you're like, there's not enough time for development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of the compromise, really, with having a shorter versus the longer format. You have more time to completely flesh it out, but there's a fine line between dragging character development and not getting enough character development.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It makes sense, though. I mean, and like I said, obviously this is kind of a more modern form of shonen, Even My Hero falls a little closer to traditional shonen just because of its length and how long it's going, but Demon Slayer is short, essentially. I mean, comparatively, it is very short so far. And a lot happens in the few episodes that we do get comparatively. Like, this is a very fast-paced story if you're used to longer-running shows and you're looking for that shonen element sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. I think it's good. I like the whole... And I'm personally a big fan of, like, the whole Taisho era. Like, this sort of Meiji, Taisho, like, Japan... historical, but not
it's
it's
some Western elements are clearly
Yeah.
bleeding into like major, bigger parts, but for the most part, Japan is still kind of
It's in a
isolated.
transitionary period, which makes it
Yeah.
real funny when
Yeah.
like Inosuke walks into the town, sees a train, is like, "Is that the god of the forest? I'm gonna fight it."
Yeah, because it is the Taisho era, I think.
Yeah.
It's not the Meiji era yet, but it is the
Yeah.
Taisho era. And I just like that transitional time in Japan because it's such an interesting kind of look at the culture and stuff like that. And so many interesting things happen, so it's a very fun backdrop. Like, I also like Rurouni Kenshin, which is set during a very similar time period.
Like on one hand, you can be out in the middle of the countryside and it looks like the Middle Ages. On the other hand, you can be in a city, see trains, and I don't think we see any cars at this time. It's
No,
like
but-
trains and lights.
But knowing that this is the Taisho era, it's not out of the realm of possibility that you would see, like, a very rich person driving an old Model T. Or something like that. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but...
But I don't think we're gonna see it.
No, we're not going to see it, but I'm just saying.
We also see the nobody's carrying swords except for Demon Slayers now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't see guns though.
No. Well, guns actually didn't really get popular in Japan for a long time, even after swords
Yeah.
were banned.
Yeah, really the only uses of guns were like... The biggest use of guns is the army of Nobunaga.
Yeah.
Counter the cavalry.
Like and I mean some like historical like shinobi did use guns at certain points like in Japan's history and stuff like that, but that was still like relatively like minor in comparison.
It was the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't until World War II and a post-World War II time where guns became more common.
Yeah.
Because even during World War II is famous for, people still fighting with swords against guns. Like there's was it the 500 or whatever? The Battle of the 500 is very famous.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we need Tanjiro charging down the barrel of a shotgun.
You would.
I mean, that would be nice. We at least get see his face shot off.
He fucking would. Anyways, honestly, in terms of recommendations, there's not really anything with kind of the same pacing and vibe that I think I would recommend. But I would say that, a good couple shows based on this, I think maybe Donten Niwaru, which is Laughing in the Clouds in English. I'd say Rurouni Kenshin would actually be a nice series to watch if you liked this.
So I actually
And
did some-
maybe...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, finish.
And maybe, if you like the shonen elements and you're looking for something a little longer, you can go back in time and pick up maybe Dragon Ball or something. This feels more Dragon Ball-ish than it does Naruto or One Piece.
So I only stumbled across this like yesterday or the day before, but the author actually cites the shows that most influenced her. Rurouni Kenshin,
Yeah.
Naruto, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I can't
Yeah.
see JoJo too much.
The
Well,
villains.
kind of.
Villains.
Yeah, I can see it in the villains. I definitely think that your best bet bouncing off this, if you're looking at, like, aesthetic and vibe, is Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh, and Bleach. Sorry, I forgot Bleach.
Yeah,
Bleach
but
is the other
your
one.
best bet is definitely Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very good connection to Rurouni Kenshin in terms of, like, vibe and setting and
Yeah.
characters. That'd be a great connection to make.
Yeah. I don't have too many other recommendations myself, honestly, at least going from this. I actually personally have at least seen the first season of Hero Aka, and I would actually suggest that, because even though Aka is a bit longer paced, like takes a lot longer for character development, I feel like that since it's a more modern shonen, if your kind of problem is with like the pacing of those older shows, then I'd say, but you still want to kind of get into those longer shows, I think Aka is a pretty good one to actually get into, because it doesn't have as many of those same problems that the older shows being, just because they have a foundation, had more of a foundation to work with.
That's definitely a good point. I mean, obviously there is no linear progression line in the way that genres have changed and evolved over time, but there's definitely some connections between the more modern shonen and the older ones and how they've refined a lot of techniques that they use.
And if you're like an animation whore, Ufotable has done a lot of other great works, if that's why you watch Slayer,
I
which
would-
very well could be.
Which
Yeah.
I would like to clarify that Knick Knack has said every single time we've watched a Studio Ufotable work.
Yes, that's why I'm not going to harp on it. I could go down the entire list of ufotable movies and anime, but why?
And
Why?
I would cut it out.
Here's the real.
Oh, don't give me that. Stick every single isekai at the end of every isekai we watch.
I did not. I don't.
Knick-knack. Here's the real question: is it ufotable or is it UFO table? Because it's spelled like UFO table.
Or is it ufotable?
It's ufotable, I believe.
Okay.
UFO table.
Ufotable.
UFO table from here on.
Although it is actually named after their UFO table.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are we gonna pick for?
Yeah, we get
hold
to
on.
pick for.
If you want a little bit darker and you didn't actually get satisfied by the darkness of this anime, Goblin Slayer. There.
I wouldn't say the Goblin Slayer really fits this one.
I don't.
I mean,
I don't know.
Really?
Because of the premise of the show, like, I felt it was going to be darker. I wanted something a little bit more harsh and dark.
you know, I can kind of see that. The first couple episodes are a little bit on the bleaker side, but after that, it kind of more so paces itself into an action adventure.
Fun
Yeah.
fact, author was originally going to make this very, very grimdark.
Interesting.
And then the editor turned back like, no, we are not publishing this.
No. Okay, so that's interesting. So I can see them. All right.
Okay, let's pull.
Quiet drum roll, please.
Who?
Realm.
All right.
Ooh, he got chosen.
Pick a number 1 through 5.
I'm abstaining.
22. So
Don't be such a bitch,
Two.
knick-knack.
So, sorry.
2.
2. All right. Bunny Girl Senpai 1 through 13.
Okay.
See, I knew what was coming.
All
with
right.
What he had on that list.
All right, hang on. Everybody, we're going to be back in a second after we watch the trailer for Bunny Girl Senpai.
Realm.
Oh.
Activate the home screen.
Okay,
Oh, Elden Ring!
Okay, so we just finished watching the trailer for Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai Season 1.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love the opening for
Oh, yeah.
Bunny Girl Senpai. I've heard it in challenges. I've never, seen the full opening, but I've heard it in challenges, and I fucking love it.
Mm.
I mean, I don't really have opinions on the rest of the trailer, other than it just looks like a cute kind of romance show. But, we'll see.
I'm not going to say anything, because I've seen this.
I'll say it looked like a high school romance show to me. On one hand, those can work for me. On the other hand, those can fall on their face for me. It's going to depend on if it does anything to really stand out from every other high school romance show we've ever watched.
Okay. What are you expecting from this form?
I kind of want a bit of the snafu kind of development. Just a little bit of it.
Because I know that's kind of your that's your kind of thing,
Yeah.
at least as far as romance high school animes are concerned.
Yeah.
Saki, what does this need to do to get an approved from you? Just
Well,
out of
that's if we have a
curiosity.
returning show. I think at this point we're all pretty blank slate on this one.
Yeah,
Pretty
pretty
blank
Although
slate.
I will say, if it pulls a fucking domestic girlfriend, I'm out. I'm out, fam.
I can at least safely say you don't need to expect a domestic girlfriend
Okay.
on this one.
Okay, I just
Yeah, I know. First glance, that was not domestic girlfriend too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys back next week with Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yeah.
Try harder, everyone.
Like, comment, subscribe.